The world remembers her, the woman who changed the face of royalty. Princess Diana once stood before the great Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil, her eyes filled with both grace and quiet sadness. 35 years later, her son returned to the same place. Prince William, now a father, a leader, and the symbol of the monarchy's future, stood beneath the same towering figure. But this wasn't just a royal visit. This was something far deeper. A silent conversation between a son and his late mother. When William looked up at the statue, the sunlight touched his face just as it did hers decades ago. Witnesses say he stood there longer than expected, his hands clasped, almost as if he could feel her presence. For a moment, the noise of cameras faded, and all that remained was memory. Some call it coincidence. Others say it was his way of finishing what Diana started, bringing humanity back into the heart of the crown. He wasn't in Brazil just for ceremony. He was there to launch the Earthshot Impact Assembly, a movement dedicated to saving the planet, preserving hope for future generations, and inspiring global change. But when he spoke, his words felt more like a message from a son than a prince. He said quietly, "I think constantly about the world my children will inherit. I want them to grow up surrounded by nature, opportunity, and hope. But unless we act boldly now, that future is at risk." It was the same fire that once lived in Diana's heart, a deep compassion for the world and its people. Those who met William during his visit said he smiled often, but his eyes carried weight, as if he carried not only the burden of his title, but the memory of a woman who changed his understanding of it. A royal spokesperson later revealed that William was deeply moved by how many Brazilians still spoke of his mother's kindness, even after all these years. They remembered her laughter, her warmth, her humanity, the parts of Diana the palace could never contain. For William, standing there wasn't just about duty, it was about connection. He was the young boy who once held his mother's hand through the storm, now standing tall in the same light she once stood beneath. It's as if her spirit guided him to that place, reminding him that true royalty is not about crowns or castles. It's about compassion and courage. As he left the site, a local child handed him a white flower, a symbol of peace and memory. William smiled softly and whispered something the cameras couldn't catch. It looked like he mouthed the word, "Mom." And maybe that's what this moment truly was. Not politics, not performance, but love. A quiet reunion across time. A son's tribute to the mother who taught him how to be human in a world that often forgets what that means. What do you feel when you see him walk the same path she once walked? Is it grief or grace? Subscribe to StarGossip Hub, where legends never